In your headlines now, a Burnsville woman has pleaded guilty to illegally purchasing guns for her boyfriend. These guns were used in a deadly ambush on first responders last year. 2 police officers and a firefighter paramedic were killed in that shootout with Shannon Gooden.
And Gooden's girlfriend now admits that she bought a pair of firearms for Gooden, even though that he was barred from owning them. Paul Bloom was in federal court today for the guilty plea. Paul's in our newsroom, and tonight, Paul, that courtroom was packed with colleagues of the fallen as well as a pair of widows as well.
It was an incredible scene for a guilty plea. The courtroom gallery packed with first responders, including those injured in the shootout, as well as victims' loved ones. All there to watch Ashley Deardahl take responsibility for what they see as her role in this deadly ambush.
She's accountable to this, so we do want accountability. We want responsibility.
Burnsville's police chief and fire chief joining their rank and file at St. Paul's Federal Courthouse to witness Ashley Deardahl's guilty plea on straw purchasing charges. That means illegally buying firearms for a prohibited person, in this case boyfriend Shannon Gooden, lying to gun dealers to get the weapons into Gooden's hands last year. Gooden was barred from owning guns because of a prior conviction. Weeks later, Gooden opened fire with 2 of the guns, ambushing first responders called to their home on a 911 call for help. He ultimately killed himself.
It's hard to hear. You kind of brings you back to that tragic day. Very much appreciate that Ms. Deardahl is taking responsibility for her portion of this. The hard part is we can't get back what we really want. We can't get back our 3 colleagues.
She needs to be held accountable, and so that's the process we're starting today.
Deardahl left the courthouse here without comment, but her defense attorney told the judge and crowd packed into the gallery the 36-year-old hopes her guilty plea will provide a small amount of relief for those impacted by the horrific tragedy, including 2 widows who attended the hearing. As part of a negotiated plea agreement, prosecutors are seeking a sentence of up to 3 years in prison.
Healing is going to take a long time, so I don't know that I would say it made much of a difference. I mean, I appreciate that she did it, but there's a big weight to bear still.
And because of Deardahl's plea, there will be no trial in this case. Ultimately, though, sentencing in the judge's hands, with each of the 2 counts she pleaded guilty to coming with the potential of 15-year federal prison maximum terms. Interesting to note, Deardahl has agreed to share her story in a public service announcement about the dangers of illegally getting guns into the hands of those who aren't allowed to have them. In the newsroom, Paul Bloom, Fox 9.
Thank you, Paul.